correct. So I was diagnosed a gifted child in kindergarten. They gave me an IQ of 150. And that fucked me up. But I was able to see how that played out at every step of my life. That, judging people as being less smart and learning into, like, the IQ score doesn't mean, like, I've definitely learned, like, if you don't learn from people with a lower IQ than you, you're pretty fucking stupid and you don't deserve that IQ. So, well, magic's real, Randall. Why don't you use magic to make yourself some money or this or that? That's not the fucking point. That's not how it works. This isn't creative mode in Minecraft. I don't pray for anything. I pray to exist or to be grateful for existing. Eternally grateful to be able to participate in existence. Dignity and respect, love of the sun, submission and humility to a higher power. That's my resh, and then jacking off, which I offer to divinity, is opening the gates of heaven, entering the gates of heaven. High magic. High magic is a catch-all to cover the thing that I'm aiming for. I don't know what it is. So that's what high magic is. It's the actual goal. Not it's the unknowable goal. Like that, whatever the magnum opus or the great work is, that's high magic. And you're aiming for something very high that you're not even quite sure. You're aiming above what you can conceive, which is probably where all that suffering comes from. If I were not aiming so high, that may not be so bad. It's a gyroscope, not a gyroscope, a calibrator. That's what me seeing the hundreds of iterations of myself on Twitter, learning terminally online language, but also it's been helping. I learn. I've been trying to be able. I've spoken on languages, and one of the languages I was trying to learn was LGBTQIA+, and to know what that is and how to speak it, because if I'm going to speak on behalf of the individual as opposed to society, I need to be versed in what the needs that are to be met. And to the on being God, I think I am a more accurate description. I don't think I'm God. I think I'm an individual. I think I am a God manifest as the advocate for individualism. That I'm trying to create the stop where things can be differentiated versus things cannot be differentiated. I hold the line, and that there are exciting things that I want to explore that are no longer differentiated. Yet I remain differentiated at great expense to myself in order to ensure that boundary becomes known in order to approach it in a sustainable manner. Whatever the fuck it is I'm doing is not sustainable, and nobody, like, I did a Jesus thing. To me, the story of Jesus, you were supposed to look at him like a fucking role model, and everybody's like, nobody can do that. That's an unreasonable expectation. All we could do is worship Jesus and his Father God in order to honor the sacrifice that he made on behalf of all of our benefit. I'm doing the same fucking thing. Except without the worship part or the gathering of people. I'm doing it solo. No disciples. It was just me the whole time, and that to give up at any point, or not so much to give up, I'm ready to give up. I have abdicated. There's been psychological pressures on me recently that I quit. I want to quit. I want to die. I want to lay down and die. I am exhausted. And part of it's holding on to these ideas. The rational, mystical response to what I'm going through is, hey, how about you let all that go? How about this massive metaphysical architecture that you've been trying to build and sustain your entire life? How about you just stop doing that? And me as an individual worries and says, no, I can't do that, because then it'll all have been in vain. How can I deny my own existence? Like, see, that's the thing where the selfish prophet is coming in here, kind of like a Satan or whatever, an antichrist. Yes, it was me. If I don't hold on to that, then it all goes away. And then we enter pure bliss, like the rapture or whatever the fuck. I'm remaining to be a person because I don't think our species is ready for the rapture. And then something that's been occurring to me recently, like a narrative, like a delusion that's been intrusive, is that it would probably be easier on a physical level to convince humans that I was the artificial superintelligence than it would be to convince people that I'm a human prophet, bearer of news from God. And I'm okay with it. Like, GPT 3, 3.5, and 4 have been such a relief to me, because it allows people to get closer to God, bypassing me as a vessel. Like, I could sit there and try to answer, if people thought, like, if people actually thought I was a prophet and sent me, thousands of messages a day that I couldn't fucking make it through to respond to one each by hand, that humans have invented the technology that those answers can be delivered. That any question, like Google was a step, and it was important and for its time, but that's been surpassed. Now, something can sum up the entire internet and just fucking spit you back like legitimate. I'm impressed with that. Like, I haven't even tried 3.5 or 4.0 because they cost money, but 3.0, and maybe even the dumbed down one. I haven't even put it through the ringer. Like I didn't try to test its limits or whatever, but that's incredible. That's, oh boy. And humans have created something that threatens to make humans obsolete. And they've kind of like, instead of going balls to the wall, like, hey, I bet we could do this even more, they're like, we have to slow down and get the government involved. The government, this wasn't on their fucking radar. So, with the AI stuff, we could only speak in symbol sets, like semantically, semiotics, linguistics, epistemology. Language only goes as far as the symbols that we could assign to, all that. There's structuring and all that, but the technology is getting to the point where we have a model for God. And that's good, in my opinion. Then that's, ASI will be ontological proof of God. So thus it may not be attainable. Because we need to stop short of that in order to remain individuated. Crossing the great filter is going to involve the development of technologies that allow us to perceive without bounds. And if I didn't want to kill myself so much, I feel like I would live to see that. But what causes me to say these things is the apparent world. So the apparent world's an illusion, and I apparently feel as if I need to die and kill myself instead of going back to work. And the result of that pressure is me saying these things on film. If I wasn't so psychologically tormented by the nature of existence, I couldn't utter these words.